Hello there. Welcome to day number 28. Sorry, we read that one. We don't want to repeat that one. But welcome to day number 29. My name is Mary, and today's story title is Pharaoh's Dream. And it came to pass, just as Joseph had said. 3 days later, King Pharaoh sent his officers to the prison. They came and took out both the chief butler and the chief baker. The baker they hung up by his neck to die and left his body for the birds to pick. The chief butler they brought back to his old place, where he waited at the king's table, and handed him his wine to drink. In his gladness, he forgot all about Joseph. 2 full years passed by, and Joseph was in prison until he was 30 years old. But one night, King Pharaoh dreamed a dream. In fact, 2 dreams in one. In the morning, he sent for all the wise men of Egypt and told them his dreams. But no one could tell what they meant. The king was troubled, for he felt the dreams had some meaning that was important for him to know. Then suddenly, the chief butler, who was by the king's table, remembered his own dream in prison 2 years before, and remembered the young man who had told its meaning so exactly. And he said, 2 years ago, King Pharaoh was angry with his servants, with me and the chief baker, and he sent us to the prison. While we were in the prison, one night each of us dreamed a dream, and the next day a young man in the prison, a Hebrew from the land of Canaan, told us what our dreams meant. And in 3 days they came true, just as the Hebrew had said. I think that if this young man is still in prison, he could tell the king the meaning of his dreams. Then King Pharaoh sent to the prison for Joseph. Joseph was taken out, dressed in new garments, and led to Pharaoh in the palace. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I have dreamed a dream, and there is no one who can tell what it means. I have been told that you have power to understand dreams and what they mean." And I'm going to show you the picture of Joseph coming in front of the Pharaoh to talk to him and to listen to his dreams. Joseph answered Pharaoh, "The power is not in me, but God will give Pharaoh a good answer. What is the dream the king has dreamed?" "In my first dream," said Pharaoh, "I was standing by the river, and I saw 7 fat and handsome cows come up from the river to feed in the grass. And while they were feeding, 7 other cows followed them up from the river, very thin, poor, and lean, miserable creatures. The 7 lean cows ate up the 7 fat cows, and after they had eaten them, they were as lean and miserable as before. Then I woke up, and I feel asleep again, and I fell asleep again and dreamed again. In my second dream, I saw 7 heads of grain growing on one stalk, large, strong, and good. And then 7 heads came up after them that were thin, poor, and withered. And the 7 thin heads swallowed up the 7 good heads, and afterward went as poor and withered as before. Joseph said to the king, "The 2 dreams have the same meaning. God has been showing King Pharaoh what he will do in this land. The 7 good cows means 7 years, and the 7 good heads of grain means the same 7 years. The 7 lean cows and the 7 thin heads of grain also means 7 years. The good cows and the good grain means 7 years of plenty, and the 7 thin cows and thin heads of grain means 7 poor years. Egypt will have 7 years of plenty, when the fields shall bring greater crops than ever before. And after those years shall come 7 years, when the fields shall bring no crops at all. Then for 7 years there shall be such need that the years of plenty will be forgotten, for the people will have nothing to eat. Now let King Pharaoh find some man who is able and wise, and let him set this man over the land. And during the 7 years of plenty, let a part of the crops be put away for the years of need. If this is done, then when the years of need come, there will be plenty of food for all the people, and no one will suffer, for all will have enough. King Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has shown you all this, there is no man as wise as you. I will appoint you to do this work and to rule over the land of Egypt. All the people shall be under you, only I will be above you." And Pharaoh took from his own hand the ring that held his seal and put it on Joseph's hand, so he could sign for the king. He dressed Joseph in robes of fine linen and put a gold chain around his neck. And he made Joseph ride in a chariot that was next in rank to his own. And they cried out before Joseph, "Bow the knee." Thus Joseph was ruler over all the land of Egypt. And I'll show you a picture. Here it is. The king is putting his ring seal on Joseph's finger. Okay, now, so the slave boy who was sent to prison without deserving it came out of prison to be a prince and a master over all the land. You see, God had not forgotten Joseph, even when he seemed to have left him to suffer. Discussion question now. Number 1. Why did King Pharaoh send for Joseph? Number 2. How did Joseph know what the dreams mean? Number 3. Did God forget Joseph while he was in prison? How do you know? So, thank you again for another good day with those beautiful stories. I love it too. So, enjoy it and enjoy answering the questions. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.